Hello world, welcome to 80s Music Twin Ranked.
Today we're talking about Babel. Thompson Twins.
Is that what they changed?
They changed their name to Babel in 1990.
Yes. Today is the first legitimate twin ranking. Because it's the Thompson Twins.
Yes.
And yes, we are twins. They are not. We really don't have nothing in common.
Yeah, so there's a black guy, a white guy, and a white woman.
Yes.
So, yeah, different generations, different races. Not twins at all.
We truly have nothing in common with these twins. Matter of fact, luckily they're not twins because two of the twins eventually got married.
That's what I was about to say. They got married, yeah, so.
You
incest. But they did get divorced and they both are remarried now.
Yeah. And we'll give them this. They eventually did become twins because the black guy dropped out of the group.
Oh yeah, they became a duo.
So
after the last fourth album?
Yes, like the last 3 Billboard charted songs, black guy wasn't involved. Joe Leeway. So none of them were related. Joe Leeway, Alana.
He started out as their roadie.
Yeah. How many bands are like that where you're so good at you probably practice the instruments and they're like, hey, he's pretty good. You want to join the band?
Yeah, they put like he was doing the bongos. I think he sang for some songs.
Yeah. Now you watch their videos.
I saw him play bass in the video. I think
it looked like everybody played bass.
Yeah,
I saw every single video had somebody different.
I think they all played percussion too.
Yes.
So
what I don't like about groups like this, they're a trio, but when you listen to their music, they're not a legitimate trio because other people have to play instruments. Right. The outfield is like that. The only band that's a legitimate trio,
Rush.
two actually, Rush
and Genesis.
And the Police.
Oh, Genesis became a trio.
Would you say they truly are? Because when they go on tour, they have to have Daryl Sturmer and Chester Thompson. So I say no to Genesis, even though we like Genesis.
But I think Thompson Twins were like that, where they played everything on the albums.
Right.
But if they went on tour, they'd have to get more people to come with them to do that.
So truly they are. They were started out with 7 people originally. And apparently they said, you 4, sorry to say, we're disbanding, and then they
Oh yeah.
they stayed as a group.
Yeah, they gave everybody 500. I want to say pounds.
Okay,
so say dollars. I said pounds. I think.
Yeah.
And for them,
Don't tell them we're still going.
They were allowed to take their instruments with them.
Yes. Right.
And then they're like, okay, now that everything that we don't want to hear is gone, we didn't disband, we're still here. And then they continued.
Now, I like where they got their name from the 2 bumbling detectives from The Adventures of Tintin.
Yeah.
Now, I don't remember seeing those 2 detectives in the Spielberg.
Yeah, the Spielberg cartoon. They were there. They were. I believe they wore black suits.
I'd have to rewatch
with the round top hats.
Okay.
What is that, Bowler or something like that?
And they were not. Now they actually obviously had to choose one of the last names because they were not both Thompson. One did not have the P in his name. It was Thompson and Thompson.
Right. It kind of reminds me of Die Hard. Where it was Agent Johnson and Agent Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
No relation. One's black and one's white.
There you go. Anyways, so in a nutshell, that's all I have for them. Now I will say this. You know how 80s bands are touring right now?
Yeah.
It'd be cool to see them tour with Howard Jones and Flock of Seagulls.
There's a couple.
That'd be my.
There are a couple things you missed. So one, on one of the albums, I don't know if it was one of their hits, but Tom Stolby played with them for something.
Did he?
Yes.
Oh, you know what? I didn't read that. But I did hear. Now Thomas Dolby played keyboards on "Waiting for a Girl Like You."
Right. But Bailey, what was his
Tom Bailey?
Tom Bailey
played on "I Want to Know What Love Is."
Yes, right. That's why I brought it up.
So I don't remember. They had their own keyboard. So I don't know why.
I don't know. Did they though? Because they're Foreigner's early stuff. They were pretty much just guitars, right? And
Yeah.
bass and drum. I don't think it had keyboards.
He,
in
and
the
he
first
wasn't,
2 or 3 albums.
if he did, he wasn't in the video. They were making their own videos. Okay. So, anyways, I do want to throw this out at you. So, there are 2 bands that have the song title "Lay Your Hands on Me."
Right.
Right.
Bon Jovi.
Bon Jovi and Thompson Twins. Now, what's funny is Thompson Twins hit ranked higher than Bon Jovi's hit, right?
Okay.
Now there's a song that ranked at number 2. Should not be the best ranked song amongst these 3. It was the opposite of "Lay Your Hands on Me." It's "Keep Your Hands to Yourself" by the Georgia Satellites.
Okay.
That went all the way up to number 2. Is that that is a crime? Because it's these 2 songs way better than that one. Anyways, that just depicts that eventually we're going to do a video ranking all the number 2 songs, the songs that never made it to number 1.
Okay, but those song titles.
That one should not have even made it.
No, but here's the thing I know about these 2 song titles.
Okay.
The one title is said by a man, and the other title is said by a woman.
What do you mean?
Lay your hands on me. That's a man saying that. Keep your hands to yourself. That's
Similarly, their other song is called "Hold Me Now."
Right, okay.
He's all about.
I can see either sex saying that.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe even the woman saying that more.
Right. So hopefully, when we're reading off these song titles, we don't see a theme that's very uncomfortable. Okay, so let's get to that top 10. Unless you have something.
No, that was it.
Nobody. The only movie reference would be "Nothing in Common,"
Right,
which was the segue of Tom Hanks turning into drama instead of comedy.
Yeah. I've seen half of that movie.
Have you?
I don't know. I think we were somewhere at relative's house, and that part there's a part where Jackie Gleason gets in an accident. I think with a bus.
Okay.
It's a commercial, and then we had to leave the relative's house,
Okay.
and the movie was on.
And you wanted to find out what happened?
and I never did finish the movie. Yeah.
I don't know. When you watch the music video,
This is in the day of video cassettes, right? Not DVDs yet, and not streaming.
right?
So if you had to finish that movie, you had to go rent it.
Yes. Yeah. Or hope it was on cable if you had cable.
Right. So
Now, when you watch the video, though, it's called "Nothing in Common," and by the cover, you would think it's the dad and the
Tom
son
Hanks, right,
have
yeah.
nothing in common because it's Jackie Gleason. But the video for the music makes it look like he has nothing in common with the woman he's breaking up with. That's what I got out of it. By the way, Thompson Twins do appear in that video right next to Tom Hanks. He drives away in a Jeep,
Okay.
and they're in the same vehicle with him. Okay, so there's only one honorable mention, and it's me, of course. And that would be the song from the movie "Nothing in Common." That was mine, not yours. And I'm sure, it picks up. If you judge it based on the beginning where he's like, ooh, it's depressing. But it picks up. So I moved it higher because I listened to the whole song. But I can get why you wouldn't put that up there. Plus, if you watch the movie and the movie is also depressing, you're like, yeah, that's a downer song.
It kind of was depressing.
Yes.
That's what I saw.
Right.
But I was interested in it.
Yes, I was too. When it first came out, I'm like, okay, Jackie Gleason, Tom Hanks, they're both funny, right? And then you watch the movie and it's not funny at all. All right, but that's the honorable mention. Number 10, coming from Big Trash. How's that for an album title? Duran did that with Pop Trash. So
Yeah.
Big Trash.
Not small trash. Big
Yes.
trash.
Their last charted song, and here's another band that never made it out of the 80s, started early 80s, last song 1989, Sugar Daddy.
One word.
Is it one word, not two?
I believe it's one word.
Okay, I have this at 7, you put it at 10. You watch the video, now, the video they show them popping candy in their mouth. There is a candy called Sugar Daddy.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's what you
But
would
anybody,
do.
anytime somebody says, like a woman will say, I need a sugar daddy, they're talking about
An
a
old
man
guy who has money.
who has money and supports her.
And there is in the video an old guy who's laughing it up. So obviously that was her sugar daddy. Yes. But again, They only have 11 songs to rank, so that's why we have one honorable mention. Of course, Sugar Daddy being their last, way down at the bottom. Number 9, coming from, is it In the Gap or Into the Gap? I forget.
I think it was Into the Gap.
Into the Gap, yes. Into the Gap. Here's a gap. Let's go into it. Now this would be the...
There's when you're at the mall. Hey, you guys want to go into the Gap? It's a store.
Okay, this is the one song I did not put in the top 10 for me. That's my 11. Your 6, it's You Take Me Up. And it's funny when I look at the Gap album, I thought there were more hits, but I could listen to all these. I could only remember the 2 big ones.
Right.
And so the others, I'm like, it ranked. Don't remember it on the radio. So that's why I put You Take Me Up. And I think there was something funny about the video, but I can't recall it.
Well, I think most musicians understood later that you don't say You Take Me Up, you say You Lift Me Up, because I think we've had several song titles called You Lift Me Up.
Does it reference where they were taking him up to? I don't remember. Again, some of these songs blended. Yeah. Number 8, coming from Into the Gap, it's The Gap. So here they dropped off a word again to make the song title. And they never had a video other than live. It looked like they were on like American Bandstand or some similar show. I have this at 6. You have it at 9. And the only thing I can recall is when he goes... he does a chorus and it goes da 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 da. So, like I said, they were a very percussion-driven band, all sorts of instruments.
Yeah.
One of the videos.
Well, they didn't go popular music until they fired everybody else, went to a trio, and the first 2 bands were just like experimental music, really.
Yeah.
With the 7 members.
So I think it would be a fun band. You'd like when we were in the band, not the marching band, but the other band, concert band, and we were in that back room, and they had all sorts of percussion instruments. Like,
their live shows before they got famous, they would invite audience members up to come up and bang on some
why not
percussion while the song's
playing. I mean, you've got all sorts of things. Every so often, hit that chime. Wouldn't you go to a concert if there was that possibility?
Yeah, you go on stage and play something. Yeah.
All right. That's number 8. And I still want to know what the Gap is. Harping on that. Number 7, coming from Sidekicks. And this is my number 10. Your number 5. And when I watched it, I can't stand watching the video. Lies.
Is this the one where they're in the bed?
Yes.
And their feet are, and all we see is
the feet.
The entire time is all we see.
Eventually a nurse comes and sticks a thermometer into the camera.
Yeah.
But are you a one person with 3 sets of feet? Which might be interesting. But the fact that there are 3 people in a bed, cringe.
Yeah.
And then all the
things that they're watching.
The special effects, which is like very, 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 very dated.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 6, also coming from Sidekicks, Love on Your Side. I used to think it was Love is on Your Side. It's Love on Your Side. My 5, your 7. This one it's on the same album. This one's a better video to watch. And again, it's almost like when you listen to lyrics, the girl that keeps picking on the guy. That's what I get out of it. Now the guy is singing the song, so that's probably how it's going to come out. Anything on that song?
No, but the title, Sidekicks. Wasn't that a movie?
Yes, with Chuck Norris.
Okay, I thought there was a movie called Sidekicks.
Nothing to do with it. That was in the 90s. All right, number 5, coming from Close to the Bone. That must be a catchphrase of some sort.
You ever see cuts that are all the way to the bone and like, look at the bone. Oh, your bone! I can see. That makes me
close to the bone. You can see the artery is cut and the blood spewing. Yes, but the song is Get That Love. You have this at 4. I have this at 8. If I'm correct, this song, the video, starts with her screaming. She goes, ah! and a glass shatters.
Okay.
I don't know why that's even in the video. Stupid. But again, this is the one that has where she's playing the timpani, and you see her playing the bass, even though in other videos the black guy's playing the bass. So you knew everybody probably played every instrument.
That phrase doesn't even make sense.
Get that love. You're at the store.
Get that love. Yeah, like, hey, there's love over there. You want it? You want to go get it? Yeah, because love just starts to form. You don't get it.
You're shopping, window shopping. There's a store with love on different places. This one's expensive love, cheap love. Get that love.
That doesn't make sense.
Yes, it does not. All right, number 4, coming from Here's to Future Days, by the way. Which would you get? Here's to Future Days?
No.
Or Into the Gap?
Into the Gap.
Into the Gap. I'm not so sure about that.
Well, it's got because the one year,
I did listen to... No, I will tell you, I did listen to all the Into the Gap songs. I wasn't impressed.
No, I totally went by our hits, and I know we had the two are out.
Yes.
We got to have so.
No,
Although I know the one.
If I listen to the other,
I know the one that we're gonna rank the highest is probably on this album.
Now I will listen to this album eventually all the way through, and then I can judge which one's better. But I have not done that. Okay, so anyways, Here's the Future Days. Number 4 would be King for a Day. I have this at 4. You have it way down at 8.
You told me about it, and I played it. And I'm like, I do not remember this.
I still and I do, and I still like that part where it goes. It's just me.
That's been a plot in movies too.
What?
You'd be a king for a day or queen for a day.
Oh yeah, yeah.
For a day or whatever it is.
Yes. Now,
so
obviously,
it's like midnight. Boom! You're no longer that king.
He does say, if I was king for a day, I would give it all away to get her love back. That was the premise of the song.
Yes.
But first thing I was thinking, if I was king for the day, I'd give it all away. That's what the current administration is doing, taking our stuff and giving it all away. So it's a negative to me.
Well, if you were a king for a day, here's what you should do. If tomorrow you're going to be whatever, then as a king a day, you go, tomorrow, everybody who gets this. Tomorrow you're going to be that thing. You get that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Yeah, so what would you do? Would you do a selfless act, or would everything be selfish that day? Well, the next people have to come in and clean up your mess.
Yeah.
That's probably what would happen in the majority. Okay, that'd sort of be like, what would you do if you won the lottery? You got people, they do everything, and now they're bankrupt.
Yeah.
All right, number 3, coming from Into the Gap, my number 2, your number 3, and this the next one will be your number 2, my number 3, but this one ranked lower, that's why it's number 3, and that would be Doctor Doctor.
Give me the news.
I got a bad case all over.
No, Doctor Doctor.
Robert Palmer was not on this one. It's Doctor Doctor. Can't you see I'm burning?
Yes.
Go check that out. If you have a burning, yes. Go see a doctor.
So, I've never done that. Doctor. Oh yeah.
Three Stooges.
Yeah, doctor. Yeah, why are you saying more than once?
Maybe that's what they did just so Three Stooges. But I do like that. There is, if we could probably have a top 10 list on song titles with just 2 words.
Well, that was on Dan, Spy. What's their Dan Aykroyd? Spies Like Us. They did that also. When they met in the tent.
Yes,
they were doing Doctor.
Because they weren't actually doctors. They had to try to stall them.
And Doctor. That was the last one.
But now there's Doctor Doctor, Moni Moni, Naughty Naughty. A lot of songs like that.
Yeah.
Two words together. I like that. And teacher, since you just got my Okay, so there's 4. We can rank. Number 2, also coming from...
We should do that. We'll do a top 10 list with double titles.
Yes. Yeah. You know what? There was a radio station did it about half a year ago. Who they played for an entire hour nothing but songs that had two words similar.
106.9 The Lake did at 3 o'clock. They would do 3 songs, and you had to figure out the commonality. And I think they did that where 3 songs had double titles.
And some of them, the songs cheated because it wasn't just 2-word titles. Like Escape Club's Wild Wild West.
Okay.
It did have 2 wilds,
right.
The third word.
Yeah.
Okay, number 2, also coming from Into the Gap, and you're like, you know what the song is? You're like, how could it not be number 1? Hold Me Now, your number 2, my number 3. The only song you'll hear of theirs on the radio. Is that true?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes. You'll never hear their other hits. I don't know why, unless you happen to catch Casey Kasem's, top 40 list. Occasionally, they are played on Sundays for us.
The only thing about this song, the only thing I know is he has a picture.
I like the one. No, I like the line.
I have a picture.
No, I like the line later where he says, "I'm asking for forgiveness, but I don't know why." Forgive me. What'd you do? I don't know.
My husband says to my wife, "I'm sorry." What'd you do now? I don't know. I'm sorry for what.
Do you know what you're sorry for? Nope. Anyway. Alright, we are to our number 1. A song we've already mentioned. You obviously should know what it is because we did the comparison early in the video. And that's coming from Here to Future Days. So, you talk about Revelation times? Future.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. It could just be tomorrow. Both of us put that at number 1. And that is Lay Your Hands on Me.
Yeah, and if you're wondering why we put this on number 1, you gotta listen to it. It's got a choir in it, right? That's pretty much what brings it up a little higher.
Well, you know what? I noticed
it's the chorus. It's the chorus that brings it up.
He has a way of a lot of, at least 4 of his songs, where he does a whoa. He knows how to do that kind of melody. Anyways, on this one, I'm telling you, check out the. It was actually put out twice. First time it was put out, it didn't get ranked. Second time, it's called a remix. It ranked as high as number 6. I'm guessing that's the one that has the guitar part. Beer, It doesn't normally have guitars, but it's just a 1 chord, and it's bum bum. It's pretty hard. If you watch the video, they don't do that. It's like a love middle with the just piano. So that must have been the part that failed, and then they brought this one back.
Is this the song where they were out in like a quarry in the video, or is that a different song?
No, that was.
Oh, that's probably a song we didn't rank.
No, I think that was not Get That Love. That might be You Take Me Up.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I knew there was something in the video, and did it explain again?
Yeah, because that one was weird. You liked it better than I did, but
you did. I put this at 11.
Did they have no drums? I don't think they had drums.
I can't remember, but yeah, they're shoveling dirt and then throwing it over there. Who moves a pile from there to there? Pointless. Anyways, you went all the way back to
because I was thinking this might be the one with that.
No, this one was in front of like they were doing live, but it wasn't actually, because the audience turned around. They were all joining in on his. I can't even remember. Whatever he does in that song. Anyways, I do like the way he varies that. But we both have it at 1, which means we're right. So that is our Thompson Twins. And by the way, this is our last video of groups that either one of us had in our top 100. So this would have been my 100, yours not so much. But now all the other bands we do after this point, we're not in our top 100. And some of them will surprise you. Probably the next 2 will surprise you that we're in our top 100. First one being Stevie Wonder, who I think might be the last artist that we have who sang in the 80s that had at least 10 number 1 hits.
Okay, and we've already talked about Stevie Wonder.
when we did Howard
We own
Jones.
the world.
Oh, when we did Howard Jones.
Okay.
Because him, Howard Jones, Stevie Wonder, Herbie Hancock, and who was that other guy? Thompson.
Oh, that dude.
All had that little
right.
thing.
Yeah.
So, yes. By the way,
we should have talked to Elton John. We didn't mention him, even though he's the harmonica solo in the between at the end of.
I never checked that kind of
yeah,
stuff.
I guess that's why they call it the blues. He does that at the end.
He has a lot of guitar.
Yeah, there's the harmonica. There's a couple other songs.
Yes. Anyway, so he's our next artist, and you're like, really? He's not the top 100? And he had what? Well, I can give him this. Most of his top hits came from the 70s, believe it or not. But he did have at least 4 number ones in the 80s.
Yeah.
If you include We Are the World. And get this, most of the ones he had in the 80s were all collaborations, except for one, which we mentioned in one of our movie videos.
So so he has been. He was in our Paul McCartney. We talked about him in Michael Jackson. We've talked about Stevie Wonder quite a bit. Probably in at least 5 videos.
Yeah, we just didn't realize it. Oh well, and then you have the argument whether he or not he's actually blind.
Why?
There are videos where he catches stuff. Somebody knocks something over and he catches it. You're like, how do you know that was falling? He's not blind.
He plays drums. That's pretty good too. I'm like,
yeah. Anyways, so yeah, next video, Stevie Wonder. There you have it. So until then,